So this video is going to be a collection of all the things that I find to be extremely valuable and fun while living and traveling in my Honda CRV as a camper conversion. So there she is right there. I'm going to get into the details with you. We're going to kind of geek out on some gear and some gadgets and have some fun. I am going to be kind of jumping back and forth. Some of these clips were taken a little while ago and I'm just kind of putting them all together as a little menage for you guys. So here we go. Quick cutaway for a quick review. This is the Red Camp wood burning stove. This is the large size. You can buy it on Amazon and it costs you about, I want to say 30 bucks. This thing is amazing. You basically never have to process wood again. Anything that you can find on the ground is fair game for this bad boy. Now, mind you, I'm in like the mecca of all twigs and branches right now, but usually you can find plenty without having to get your saw or your axe out. So that's where this thing really shines, and it keeps your fire contained and safe, which is another thing I really love. It comes with this amazing, really durable, the whole thing is very durable, little grill, and it just pops on there and it just fits perfectly. So I've cooked steak on this thing like nobody's business. You could cook chicken, fish. I've cooked fish on this. Trout, anything you want. Vegetables are great on it. You can just throw a pot or a pan on there and you're always going to have free fuel. As you can see right here, it's got a grate. See that grate right there that I'm touching? That folds up and away, and then this whole unit just folds up to about 1.5 inches thick. It's really narrow. You can pack it almost anywhere. That grate sits above these venting holes. So the grate is like right about here, which is wonderful because then you have a lot of airflow under your fire. And under the vents, you have a tray, which catches all the coals, keeps your fire very well contained, safe, and allows for maximum efficiency. There she is, guys. And I didn't use any artificial tinder or anything. There's just a lot of the old man's beard, the lichen, the old dry moss hanging off these trees around here. And I put some of that in the base. Put some twigs on top of that, gave it a light. There you go. So as you can see, works really well. Close this up. There's that. Quick little update on my awning here. Now what I did initially was I had these bolts, which I showed you, but if you haven't seen it, I'll go through the whole thing again. So this is just a length of PVC that I cut to length. I then installed these bolts near the end, and I made sure that the bolts measured the exact width from grommet to grommet over there on this tarp. This is a 6 by 8 foot tarp. So I wanted the 6 foot end coming off my vehicle. So again, I just measured the exact width of these grommets on the 6 foot end, drilled some holes through the PVC, and I put these 3-inch bolts then through the PVC. This is, I believe, 1.5 or 2-inch PVC. And then I just put some wing nuts on there for ease of access. So the bolts and the wing nuts, they live there, as does the PVC pipe. The tarp itself and the poles keeping it up, those are just trekking poles, and the guy lines, those all live inside my vehicle as I'm traveling, obviously. Now, the PVC, like I said, I got this at Home Depot, and I connected it. This is where the fix came in. Initially I had really thin tie outs on this, and it worked, but it was a bit flimsy, and what was happening was the tension on the awning. It would pull this, it was twisting it inside the tie outs, and I didn't have the tension. I couldn't achieve the tension that I needed for this thing. And one feature that I really like about this now wasn't functioning, and that is when I have the bolts facing this away, the tarp itself bends over the PVC, and as you can see there, the whole tarp is coming over the vehicle, and I have this guardrail here. It's more like a rain guard, or a levee. And now when it does rain, the rain will come down and it will not come in on this side of the vehicle. And that's really what I was going for. So I'm really happy with that. It works. Let me just give you another look around here to the front. There you have it. Like I said, these are just trekking poles. I do a lot of hiking, you probably know that. These are my Leckies, and they work like a charm. I usually put a middle pole in there, and that's just something I find wherever I am. Right now I'm in Oregon, so cheers. Thanks. So this stuff is my fishing gear. This here is a tenkara rod. It's basically a fly fishing technique developed by the Japanese way back when, and it is so much fun. This rod in particular is called Wild Water Fishing, and it is the 12-foot length, 9 sections. I love this. It's got a really nice cork handle. It's very light. I think it's 2.5 or 2.7 ounces for those interested in weight. And yeah, here is my little spinning setup. Everything's as small as it can be, you know, as lightweight as it can be, because I'm traveling. And you want to save on space as well as weight if you're worried about MPG and things like that. This is some of my tenkara stuff, like extra line, furled lines for the tenkara, and then of course some lures and whatnot for the spinning setup. I think got some wormies in there. Yum yum yum. And in a little net, you know, again, aluminum. It's lighter than wood, so there you have it. Okay, let's get into this. This is the Jackery 240. This is my power station. They make them in bigger versions as well. I believe this is one of the smaller ones. 240, 500, 1000, and those are watt hours. So this thing's pretty amazing. People have asked me about it, and I thought, well, I'll say a few words. I use it every day. It charges all of my devices, and I've never had a problem with it. I can easily charge it one of 3 different ways. I can charge it in my vehicle while I'm driving. It comes with a DC input, and that just plugs into your cigarette lighter, as you know. And it also comes with an AC plug for when you're, you know, stopping somewhere where you have wall power, like whether it be a friend's house, your family, or a hotel or whatever, if you're doing that. And then, of course, for an additional cost, you can buy an accompanying solar panel. That's what I did. I use this thing a lot when it's sunny. Not very sunny today, but when I do need to, and I got the sun, this thing is incredible. It's a 60 watt. I can charge this unit fully in full sun in like 5.5 hours. It's kind of amazing. And again, this will go for days and days and days, charging your phone and other small devices. I'm gonna unfold this for you so you can get a look at the size of it and the look of it. Okay, here we go. So that's the 60 watt Solar Saga Jackery panel that accompanies my Jackery 240. Now, I'll just put this on the ground typically and point it at the sun. It's okay if it gets dirty, you know, it's very durable. You just kind of open this up right there, and there's all your wiring. It's just one simple wire, plugs right into this guy right here. That's the input. And it also has, if you can see in there, see that orange thing? You've got a USB input and a micro USB as well. So you can charge devices directly from this panel. You don't have to use this panel only to charge this. You could charge your phone straight from this panel, or your, you know, laptop, or whatever it is that charges USB, right? Little tablet, anything. Anything that charges USB, you can charge directly from this 60 watt panel, as well as, of course, charge your Jackery and then charge off of that. The Jackery, I should mention, has 4 ports, output ports. You got 2 2.4 amp. That's a pretty good speed USB. You've got the one AC. It's got the 200 watt pure sine wave. So things are going to max out at 200 watts draw. So if you have something that draws more than 200 watts, like a hairdryer, for example, that's not going to work on this. And that's typical though, because most lithium solar generators won't handle that kind of power. But that's okay. And you've got the 12 volt cigarette lighter for all of your cigarette lighter needs, guys. And that's it, really. It's a nice small unit. It's lightweight. It's like 6 pounds or something like that. And no complaints. It's been really durable. I love it. I use it all the time. What else can I say? You know, if you're charging this thing in the sun, you know, they got to be relatively close. I think you got like a 9-foot cord there, but I just kind of tuck this jackery behind it there. You know, I'll just put it on the ground so that it's blocking it from the sun, because you don't want this to overheat in the sun while you're charging, right? Just keep your battery out of direct sunlight if you can. You don't want it to overheat. And you know, the real cold, I am in Canada right now and it's about to be winter, so like sub-zero temperatures will kind of zap lithium. It's not going to damage it permanently, but like you'll lose power efficiency with lithium in the really cold weather. Again, that's it for the Jackery, you guys. I hope you got a good sense of what that thing does and how good it is. They make them in different sizes, so if you're looking for a power station for your vehicle or your home or whatever, or tent life, whatever you're doing, really good option. Hey guys, I'm just in my family's cabin here in Northern Ontario, Canada. I want to show you another little gadget that I'm impressed with. It is just a little accompanying piece that goes with my Jackery, and here it is here. It plugs into the USB port, any USB port. It's got a little on-off switch. Probably getting it close to what it is. Goes up there, and it is a LED light bulb. And unlike LED string lights, this thing puts out a lot of light. So very handy in situations like this. If you're working on your car and you need to hang it from the inside of your hood, again, very handy. Just it works in a lot of situations. So it's one of my favorite little gadgets that goes with my Jackery. And there it is. I'll link it below. This here is my King Camp table. You can see kind of the size of it here. It's about, I want to say 2 feet in length, and it takes up probably about 5 inches widthwise. I just tucked this underneath my glove compartment in my passenger front seat area, along with the little chair as well I've got right here. All my stuff's out right now because I'm kind of cleaning my vehicle. It's sitting over there. My dad's messing around with his tractor, and those two buddies, the two rigs, are hanging out with each other today. I'm at my family's cabin, like I mentioned. So anyway, I'm gonna unfold this and show you how it goes. It comes out like this. There's your table, your tabletop, and what's here with it are the legs, and that's it. Chuck the bag. These things just accordion style fold out like that. This folds up. Tuck her in there. Snug it in there, and this just comes apart with some bungee cords that are just attached to it permanently. Makes it handy. Unfolds just like that. See the back? This line here goes in line with your little notches here, and this bar holds these up. So we'll just get it in here. And that's it. Takes all of like a minute, and you got a nice little table. It's aluminum, it's really sturdy, you can cook on it, it's not gonna break down on you, it's not gonna corrode. It's really, really strong. Another one of my favorites right here. Just keep it in these little side compartments. And these are my window screens, which you may have seen in one of my previous videos, but I'm gonna take this heat shield off and put it on for you. So first things first, you know, if you are using these things for ventilation, you'll want to take your window covering off, or, you know, bend it down a little bit so that you can have a bit of a crack for air to get in. I don't particularly use these all the time. I'll use these if I'm dispersed camping in the wilderness and I'm pretty much alone. If I'm stealth camping, or if I'm in an urban environment, or just around other people in general, what I'll tend to do, instead of using these for ventilation and cracking my window, I'll just crack my sunroof, my moonroof. So instead of sliding it all the way back, the moonroof or the sunroof, I'll just crack it, you know, that kind of thing. And you just, as such, pull it over. And you can kind of get your corner, pull that down, pull that down, and there it is. Now, what this allows you, because it is a big hood essentially, is to be able to lower your window with this on. You don't have to move this or anything. And I just kind of hold this edge down as I'm closing my door. That'll lock it all in place. If you're in a smaller rig like this, check these out as an option for your screening. They are fantastic, and I will link them below. Here's something else that I really love, and I have mentioned this in a couple of my other videos, but it's so cool that this being a gadget video, I can't really leave it out because that would be crazy. These are my lights. My interior lights, because you know, when you're doing this kind of thing, you don't want to be running your car when you're stopped, right? You don't want to be drawing energy off of your car battery, because you need your car to start reliably every time you go to move, and you just can't take that risk. So you need to get autonomous lights, okay? And this is my go-to. This is the Lucy light right there. Oops, right there, guys. Lucy solar string lights, and it's made by a company called Empowered. They're all over the interwebs, this company. This, on one charge, on one full charge, I can run my interior lights for at least 10 days, and I'm not exaggerating at all. It's sometimes gone to 12 or 13 days on the low setting, which is plenty bright. There's a low, a medium, and a high, and then there is a tiny little flashlight just right here installed. So I'll quickly show you that. That's the low. And you just kind of want to string them around the perimeter of the interior of your vehicle, or down the middle like I did with those fairy lights. And so that's the low. There's medium. You can imagine now it's full sun outside, and they're still looking pretty bright in here. And this is high. And boy, I never even use high. I rarely use medium. I'm going to turn those off. Oh, and this is solar paneled as well, or solar chargeable. And up here, look at that, on the end of the cord they put a little USB charging plug, so you can charge this thing two ways. Solar, just put it in your dash while you're driving, or if you just need a bit more juice or whatever, you know, it's not a sunny day, plug it into your Jackery, plug it into your cigarette lighter as you drive, and that thing will charge right up via USB. So that's kind of amazing. Anyway, that's enough about that little guy. I get so excited whenever I talk about him because, I don't know, I just really like it. Moving on. By the way, you guys, some people have asked me if there's any trick to installing lighting like this in your vehicle. There really isn't. Just get creative and have fun. Use what you've got, right? I've got the handholds there. And I've literally just wrapped my lighting around. I've taken the plugs out. I'll put the lighting in the plug, put the plug back in so it's nice and taut. Right there, that's just basically a thumbtack holding that on that line, you know. I've got a little hook right here from IKEA, I think, that I used to kind of get the light up by my head when I'm laying down in the bed here. And you can see again there, they're all kind of wrapped around the, excuse my hand there, they're all kind of wrapped around the handhold. So just have fun, go crazy. Here's another one of my favorite little pieces of gear here. This is my USB fan. Excuse my shelf, I'm just kind of cleaning up my stuff, so looks a little bare there. But yeah, this baby's kind of amazing. You can clip it on kind of anywhere. Usually, I'm on the outside of the vehicle now, but just to show you the fan, but usually I'll clip it onto the inside of the shelf and kind of blow it towards the bed. If I do crack that sunroof at night for ventilation, I can have it kind of pointing right up that way just to get air circulating within the vehicle. That's always a good idea, you know, when you're sleeping in a car, to have good ventilation, good air circulation. So this really helps with that. It has two settings. Right there you can see low and high. This one's really great because, and again, I'll link this below, but I kind of looked far and wide for the right one. And what I mean by that is that this draws the least amount of energy from my Jackery. And that is exactly 1 watt on the low setting, and I think it's 3 watts on the high setting. I usually just use the low when I'm sleeping because, again, you just want a nice gentle kind of circulation. And it tends to be enough. And on that low 1 watt draw, you're not barely even touching your Jackery. I think it shaves off maybe like 3% a night, which is kind of amazing. And that's for like, say, an 8-hour sleep. So these things are great. They clip on anywhere, and they've got, just so you can see properly, there's the cord for it. And you know, it's just a regular USB. Just another quick tip for you guys. If you do have a Jackery or a power source in your vehicle, which you should, which, well, I recommend anyway, most people do, that's great. You know, it should have enough juice to get you through wherever you're going, whatever you need to do. But a little tip for you is get yourself a smaller one too, like something like this. This is just a RAV power. I think it's a 15,000 milliamp hour. And that'll charge my phone about 5 times. And these are great for hikes. These are great for just something a little more mobile, a little more easy to carry, a little more compact. Take it with you on your hike so that when you are on your hike, you don't get lost because your phone died and you don't know how to get back. Okay? Just be safe. All right, let's talk food storage and scent control. So this is what I use for food stuff that has been opened, okay? Anything that's factory sealed, I'll kind of just leave in the drawers. In the back, I've got 2 dedicated food drawers right there. Now, but anything that's been opened, you definitely want to have a container that keeps the scent at bay. This has a little rubber seal right there. Okay, and that just kind of compresses down, does a really good job. It's airtight of keeping scents in there and not out in my vehicle. You don't want any scents in your vehicle, guys, when you are camping in the wild. You don't want to attract bears. Bears have, I think their sense of smell is 100 times greater than a human being's. That's insane. So they can smell a chocolate bar in your car while the windows are up and it's all locked and you're on a hike. So be very careful with that. I don't want to like stoke fear or anything, but it's just smart camping, you know, and living in your car, in your RV. Always be responsible with food storage. So on that note, I'll show you what I use additionally. These are just some Mylar bags. This is a scent-proof bag. It's got a heavy-duty Ziploc on the top. I can't tell you where to buy this because I don't know where to buy this. My uncle gave me a whole bunch of those, and I still have them. And I use that for things that are open in my car, like I'm snacking on a bag of chips before I go to bed, or chocolate bars. It's great for candy, great for chips. Anything you've got in your vehicle that you don't want, you know, scent coming from, just put it in a scent-proof bag or container if you got it. And if you don't got it, get it. Okay? So that's for food and stuff, guys. This is just a dry bag. This is from NRS. This is a few years old. This one, 10 liter. And it's called a Tough Sack. And it's rubber. It's real nice, thick rubber. They use these on kayaking and canoe trips and stuff. What I use this for is my garbage. So what I'll do, you guys, is I'll just buy some Ziplocs. So I'll get some like big gallon-sized Ziploc bags, or 2-gallon, which are really great. I didn't even know they made those until recently. But get some Ziplocs, and I'll use a Ziploc for my garbage until it fills up. And every time I open that Ziploc, put more garbage in it. You know, I'll open this thing too, and I'll shove this Ziploc in this, and then I'll close that up. So you just got double layer protection. And that's my garbage. It doesn't really make sense to have a little bin in your car because a bin just doesn't seal properly. It's open. You don't want flies. You don't want to be attracting mice or anything. Trust me, mice can be a nightmare. So do everything you can to keep your garbage wrapped up good and your food wrapped up real nice and tight. There you go. Okay, get ready. This one's really high tech. This is a water bottle. Now, I'm not using it as a water bottle, and the reason it's in this video is because it's kind of gross to talk about for some people, but this is real life, right? So I use this as a pee bottle. It is absolutely essential. I'm putting it in this video because it's so valuable to not have to get out of your vehicle if you need to relieve yourself during the night. That's why I have it. That's why it's in this video. Get yourself something where you can do the same. You will thank yourself later. You do not want to be getting out, fumbling out of your car in a Walmart parking lot at 2 a.m. because you gotta go. Okay? So find yourself something that works for you. This tends to work for me, but I'm sure there's plenty of alternatives. All right. And of course, my favorite gadget is my baby. I just love this Honda CRV. I love the way that it handles off-roading whenever I need it to. Not that this is the craziest road or anything, but you know what? This thing actually does have kind of deceptively good clearance for what it is, and I love the real-time four-wheel drive. Not all the CRVs have that option. This is the 2004 Honda CRV EX, so I've got, you know, the power stuff like cruise control, power windows, all that jazz, and the sunroof, which is really handy. But it's also got the real-time four-wheel drive, so that's a computer-activated four-wheel drive, and what that means is there's no turning it on. There's nothing you got to do, you know, slow down under, you know, 20 miles an hour to like activate your four-wheel drive like a Jeep or whatever. What it will do is if the tires slip and if it senses traction slipping, or you get a little spin in those front tires, because otherwise, you know, this, like most other vehicles, is going to be a front-wheel drive vehicle. If those tires slip, it will activate, the computer will recognize it, and it will throw power to the rear axle. And those back wheels will start digging in. And boy, I felt it a few times, and it's helped me get up some pretty steep climbs and out of some holes, and it just works wonderfully. So again, this is my favorite gadget of all. The vehicle itself. I just couldn't be more grateful for what it does for me and what it allows me. You know, it gets me into some really cool places, and I'm able to see so many cool things because of this baby. So I don't really give her enough credit regularly for just being badass, and I love you, baby. All right, here we go. We're going into town to get some supplies. Well, that about wraps it up, you guys. Again, a big thank you to Caravan Carolyn, who recommended me on her channel recently. I can't say thank you enough, Carolyn. Thank you. I don't know you, you don't know me, but I feel like we're on the same path, or a similar one at least, and it really goes a long way. Recommending and being such a good sport like you were to do that. It's a big thing, you know. I mean, we're all part of this community together, and we need to stand by each other and help each other when we can. So thank you sincerely. Welcome to all you who were pushed over here from her channel, and I hope you enjoy this video, and check out my other videos, because there's lots. My dad's on the four-wheeler there, but there's lots about the Honda CRV and living out of it. A lot of details shared, information, lessons learned, all that good stuff, and there's more to come, obviously. So again, thank you. I thank you. The Honda thanks you, and we'll see you out there. All right, cheers.